Hey guys, today we're doing something a little different. It's a segment I want to call Card Talks. And the card I want to talk about right now is one that's yet to be released. Toon Kingdom. Woo! Toon Kingdom is a field spell that reads, when this card is activated, banish the top 3 cards of your deck face down. This card's name becomes Toon World. While this card's on the field, Toon monsters you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. Okay, that's nice. If a Toon monster or monsters you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect. Okay, cool. It gets both things. You can banish 1 card for each of those monsters from the top of your deck face down instead. Okay, let's talk about this. This is interesting. As a field card, it means you can't run it with other strange field cards like the Ghost Trick cards, which you might want to run Ghost Trick Mansion in a Toon World deck, because that would let your Toons attack directly even if Toon World isn't on the field. Also, it makes Toon World obsolete. The card is no longer useful, being that you have to pay 1,000 life points for a face-up continuous spell card, which should have been a field spell since the beginning, and it doesn't have any other utility. This is immediately searchable by Toon Table of Contents, which means you can grab it with that or Terraforming. However, Toon Table of Contents would be a much better option because it also can grab your monsters. The obvious use for this card would be assisting you in the use of this card. Toon Masked Sorcerer. And for those who aren't 25 years old and have no knowledge of what a Toon Masked Sorcerer is, his effect reads, this card cannot attack the turn it was summoned, like every other Toon. If Toon World is on the field, this card cannot attack the turn it was summoned. Okay, like every other Toon. If Toon World on the field is destroyed, destroy this card, like most other Toons. While you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly, like most Toons. Here's the kicker. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, draw 1 card. Toon Masked Sorcerer now becomes a very, very, very reliable draw engine for the Toon decks. He can't be targeted and he can't be destroyed. That covers most everything. There isn't very many mass banish or mass bounce cards. Trigger would be one of the few ways of getting around this. So pretty much every single turn, if you just had a couple of battle traps, some other things to defend him if you don't have the field card, you can pretty much keep him on board the entire game and just keep swinging at your opponent, keep drawing cards. This is really handy. Obviously, Toons still suffer from the mechanic that they can't attack the turn they're summoned, which obviously leads you into problems that it puts them a turn behind as far as getting the game over. However, I think this more than likely makes up for it. Toon Masked Sorcerer has now become an extremely reliable draw engine. You almost could use that in any deck. Obviously, you wouldn't, would you? He can be killed by Mystical Space Typhoon, which is a problem. But as long as you have some sort of defense for Toon World, or in this case Toon Kingdom, hey, you might have a deck. Now, I want to briefly mention that there's some other things I'd like to talk about. Mostly the other 2 cards released with this. One, Toon Cyber Dragon. Pretty cute. Basically, he's a Cyber Dragon. You got no guys, and your opponent's got some guys, you could summon this guy. But hey, he's still technically a Cyber Dragon, which means Cyber Dragons could use him. The other one is Toon Ancient Gear Golem. This thing. No one cares about that thing. I'm just kidding. Basically, he does what Ancient Gear Golem does. Basically, your opponent can't activate traps or spells when he attacks, and he does piercing damage. But at 3,000 attack and defense, that's pretty good. But yeah, there might be a deck in there with Masked Sorcerer being able to draw, Toon Kingdom keeping him on the board, and having cards to get around weird dead hands like Toon Cyber Dragon, as well as having essentially a giant Armades in Toon Ancient Gear Golem. Hey, there might be something in there. Well, that was my little chit chat about new Toon support. It's really, really cool. I love to see them doing this and the Red Eye support. Apparently Konami got it in their heads that, you know, maybe fan favorite legacy support isn't so bad, because maybe they should keep printing Blackwing support and print support for other stuff that people actually want to play. So yeah, those are my thoughts. If you think I'm dumb, leave a comment down below telling me so. If you think I'm smart, like the video, subscribe, or don't. Toons!